Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the summer semester of English 1102. If you are watching my video, you are either in section 50 or section 56, but it is a fully online class, and you are in the correct page. What we're going to be doing in this semester, if you've never taken an English 1102 before, it's a little bit different than what you did in English 1101. We're going to actually read some works of literature by some of the greatest authors ever, and then you're going to write a paper about a couple of these works, and then you will do a research paper throughout the course of this semester. Research paper is a skill that's very important to develop, not only for English classes, but a lot of your classes are going to require you to write papers which require research. The research I'm going to have you do in this class will probably be a little bit more strenuous than some teachers will have you do. I'm not going to allow you to use Galileo. I'm going to actually make you use our library's resources. I know, scary, huh? But you will be using Gill or Galileo to write your research papers on. But you're going to start these research papers pretty early on, and you're going to spend the entire semester, or maybe the bulk of the semester, writing these research papers so that you can do a good job on them. You'll be doing multiple drafts of them as well. All right, so here's the story. What I'd like for you to do is, before you continue on with this video, take a moment to go onto the left-hand column of your page, and where you see all those folders, go into the syllabus and schedules folder and open that syllabus up. And you can either print it in hard copy like I've done here, or if you don't have a printer or you don't have enough ink or not enough paper, or don't have a printer at all, you can just minimize it in your window and pull it up from time to time throughout the course of this video. I will be referring to I'm going to be referring to the syllabus, and we're going to not go through it line by line by line, but I will be referring to this throughout the course of this video, and I'd like for you to follow along with me as we do it. So I'm going to take a moment to pause, go ahead and open that syllabus up and print it or minimize it, and then start the video again. All right, we're back. Okay. Let's go through this syllabus really quickly. All right, so most of that stuff up top you don't really need me to go through with you. That email is the Darton email that I have. If you were writing me from your email or your Yahoo account or your AT&T account or whatever. You also can write to me through the D2L email. I also check that on a frequent basis. So I check both emails on a frequent basis. So you can go ahead and do that, and we can call it a communication. We can communicate that way. You can also call that office phone at any time during the time that I am in my office, and you'll see my office hours are listed on there. And then there's also the option of visiting me in my office. My office number's at the top there. I'm in the Humanities building. Come by if you are on campus taking another class. Come by and see me, drop by, bring a hard copy of your essay if you're struggling with it. I want you to write multiple drafts if you can, and either send me an email for me to comment on, or come by my office and visit me, or go by the Writing Center. We have a Writing Center on campus, and they have an online version. So any of those options, you should be able, if you struggle with writing, to write multiple drafts and see me or see the Writing Center staff. All right, so that's how to communicate with me. I am not going to go through the credit hour, specific course policies, or the course data. I will go through the required texts. This is one of them right here. This book right here, Literature and Introduction to Reading and Writing by Robertson Zwig. This book is not that expensive. It's actually less expensive than what our default text is. And if you're taking English 1102 for a second time, you may have had to buy the other literature book, Literature for Composition, I think is the name of it. And that was more expensive. A lot of the stories, if you do have that book, a lot of those stories in this book are in that book. So you may not, in fact, I think maybe all of them are. So you don't really need to buy another book if you still have that book because you're taking this class for a second or a third or a 10th time. A lot of this stuff is also in the public domain. So a lot of this stuff you should be able to get online even if you can't buy the book. Looking at the list of readings here, Perhaps Two Kinds might not be in the public domain. I don't remember if Two Kinds is in the other book or not. Battle Royal is not in the public domain, but it is in that other book. Those are both chapters of more recent books. But Emily, Montalado, and Yellow Wallpaper are definitely available. available online for free if you can't afford the book. All the poems, except, well, actually, I think all of the poems are available online through thepoetry.org. And then trifles may or may not be, but you could probably pick up a paperback copy of that for almost nothing online. So it's important that you get the book and you get it pretty quickly. The My Blank English book is the same My Blank English book that you used in English 1101. That is a good resource, especially as a reference book. So I would say that you have to have that to help you with writing your research paper, especially. There are also chapters in there on a prose paper, on a poetry paper, on a drama paper. Also, you've got the Purdue OWL if you need it. That's a good resource. And I'll have all kinds of resources in the research paper folder, which aren't in there now. Most of those folders are empty, but still, they should be full before the end of the weekend. All right, so those are the books you're going to need. Please get those books. And especially don't write me an email later in the semester saying, well, I didn't get your book because I had to buy my biology book. Because what you're telling me if you do that is that biology is more important to you than this class is. And I will probably write you back an email that will cause you to either want to drop the class or report me to my dean for being so rude. So do not tell me, oh, I couldn't buy the book because I had to buy my books for my other classes. This class is just as important as those classes are. And the reason is that we're teaching you skills, creative skills and writing skills and critical thinking skills that you might not be getting from your other classes. So please don't go that route. Not unless you want me to get really ugly on you. All right, so that's the books. Attendance. You must sign in at least twice a week if you expect to do well in this class. I do take attendance. I do keep attendance. You don't want to miss. You don't want to miss a couple of weeks because you'll fall behind, and then all of a sudden you'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Please sign in at least twice a week. Watch these videos every week. This welcome video acts as the first video, but on Monday there'll be another one, and every Monday at about I want to say at about 8 o'clock in the morning you should find videos. So there'll be plenty of these little weekly videos to help you along. Please take the time to watch those. If I make any changes in the schedule, I'll announce them in the video. If there's a due date coming up that week, I'll remind you in that video. If I've received something from you, I'll let you know in those videos where I'm at as far as grading them. So please watch these videos every week, which means at least signing in every Monday and maybe another day during the week. You'll also have to sign in to turn in all your assignments and get your instructions for your assignments and all that stuff. So that's the attendance. Just basically keep signing in. All right, withdrawals you can read on your own. No show doesn't apply to you if you're watching this video because it means that you've signed into the page. Makeup work. Remember that this is a shortened semester. This is about an 8-week semester, and we are going to maybe not do as much work in these 16 weeks or in these 8 weeks as you would do in a 16-week semester. But we will be writing 4 essays, and one of them will require research. And you'll be working on that research paper pretty much throughout the semester. So do not fall behind. My policy on here, if you do fall behind, life does happen. So you can see I've got a listing of different documentations I'll accept, like doctor's notes and maybe funeral programs if you've lost a loved one or something like that. Life hits you pretty hard at times, and in a 16-week semester, it's probably easier to absorb that and get caught up sometimes than it would be in an 8-week semester. So please try not to fall behind. My makeup policy is there. Anything that's 3 weeks or more late gets an automatic F, unless you have this documentation saying, well, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. That's why I didn't turn anything in. Then I'll work with you. So, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it is a hard and fast rule for those of you that want to wait until the 7th week and then try to tell me that you're going to write all 4 essays at the same time, because I've never seen it happen. I've been teaching for several years, and I've never had a student walk up to me at the last week's semester and say, I'm going to turn in every essay today and get it done. It just doesn't work. So be aware of that. All right. There's your grading criteria. There's your evaluation. There's not a final exam in this class because it's summer semester. There will be reading quizzes. I'll have the prose quiz posted by the end of the weekend. I do those reading quizzes because I've learned a long time ago that if I don't do reading quizzes, a lot of students won't read the material. The way these quizzes will be designed is that if you read the material, you should get an A on it. If you do not read the material, it should be very obvious to me. So there's that. 3 different short essays, and then of course the research paper. And you can see the percentages of those. I put a lot of weight in the research paper because I don't want you to get a 0 on the research paper and have an easy time of passing this class. I just don't. All right, disruptive student policy, academic, blah, blah, blah. Plagiarism, I do need to take a minute to speak about. Maybe your English 1101 teacher told you what plagiarism is, maybe not. I should have in the research paper folder a handout on plagiarism, what plagiarism is. But plagiarism is essentially taking somebody else's work and putting it in your paper and then taking the credit yourself instead of giving credit to that source. Common ways that students do this is go into the Wikipedia page and copy and paste it. Yeah, that's not going to get caught. Students will sometimes turn in their older brother or sister's work because their older brother and sister did well in this class and now they want to use their work, erase the brother's name and put their name in there. Doesn't work. Some students actually purchase papers with a credit card. You do not want to try to pass this class with a credit card because you will fail it and have to take it again. You want to pass this class through actual work by doing what's required of you. So that's another common way of plagiarism. And there are several others. My policy is 1 plagiarized paper, you get a 0 on it, no chance at a makeup. 2nd plagiarized paper, you fail the semester and I will withdraw you from the class and you will not be allowed to sign back in. Do not test me on this. Note that at the very end, this little blurb, look at that. I used a whole piece of paper for this little blurb. But that little blurb is an important blurb because it says that everything you submit in this class will be done electronically. And everything you submit electronically in this class will be submitted on turnitin.com. And it will go through that turnitin.com checker, that plagiarism checker. You do not want to test me on this because turnitin.com is very good at catching plagiarism. So you've been warned, and I'll leave it at that. And then we have the schedule. What I want you to do right now is just go through the website and explore it. I may not have all the folders completed yet, but I will very soon. You're going to write, you're going to do this in blocks. So you're going to have a prose block. So all these stories are short, and again, you're going to access most of them online. All these stories are pretty short. You could probably read these stories, and I would take notes if I were you while reading these stories. Have them done in a couple of days. You have, almost 2 weeks here to get this first block done. Actually, it's like a week and a half. You could read 1 story a day and take the quiz and write the essay in a week and a half. It's not that hard. So, and then you can see I've got 5 poets, and then of course trifles will be a very, very short play as well. So you have plenty of time to get this done if you pace yourself. If you wait until the end of the week and then try to get all 5 stories read and the essay written, your work quality will probably show it. Also, there's enough time in here that if you want me to see an early draft, you can email it to me, go by the Writing Center and use the resources there, or stop by my office. And I will sit down with you. If you stop by my office, I want you to bring a hard copy with you, and I will pull out a little pen, and you and I will go through that essay together, and I will tell you how to improve it. Please make use of this. I don't want to sit in my office bored all the time. I want to be sitting in my office and having students call me or come in person and say, hey, Mr. Smith, here's an early draft of my paper. Can you please read it? Because you know what the answer to that question will be? Absolutely. Let me see that thing. That'll be the answer you'll get if you come in to my office. I actually prefer office visits over emails, but some of you may not live in Albany. Some of you may work 9 to 5. So it's possible that if you send an email, I'll use the little comments thing in Word and send it to me as a Word document. By the way, if you send it to me as a PDF, I won't be able to make notes on it. And if you send it to me as anything other than a PDF or a Word, I won't be able to open it. So please send it to me as a Word document, and I can make the notes on there. All right. So anyway, you can go through that schedule and see what you can expect. You can also see that the final draft of the research paper will be due on the 24th. The class actually ends on the 28th. So I've got this set up so if you follow the schedule, you can end it pretty quickly. All right. So that's everything I have to say about the syllabus. Again, go through the website, explore. Maybe not everything's completely set up yet, but it will be very shortly. I'm still working on that. But I wanted to welcome you, and I want us to say, let's enjoy this semester. Let's have some fun this semester. Let's not have any drama. Well, by drama, I don't mean trifles. We're going to read trifles, but let's not have any of the kind of drama that is unnecessary. Let us get through this and let us get this done, and let us. I think I've chosen some things I think everybody will enjoy. So someday you'll be able to tell people, hey, I read Edgar Allan Poe for Mr. Smith's class. So that'd be great. All right, so if that's it, then I will leave you with that, and let me know if you have any questions, either through email or through a phone call or through an office visit, and we'll see you soon.